Kadi's journey on I'm a Celebrity? Get Me Out of Here came to an end in a way that captured the hearts of viewers far beyond the dramatic eliminations and Bush Tucker trials. The 42-year-old comedian, known for his infectious energy and quick wit, was voted out on a Sunday night, marking him as the second campmate to leave the iconic Australian jungle this season. But rather than departing with the usual mix of disappointment and relief, Aree's exit unfolded into a moment of pure, unfiltered joy, one that had fans reaching for tissues and flooding social media with messages of adoration. As he stepped out from the confines of the camp, where alliances were forged over meager meals and midnight chats, Aree was whisked away to a luxurious hotel on the sun-drenched Gold Coast, a stark contrast to the rustic lean-tos and relentless insects he'd endured for weeks. There, in the opulent lobby buzzing with the chatter of reunited loved ones, he encountered something truly magical, a chance encounter with the family of his close campmate, Jack Osbourne. Picture the scene. The air thick with the scent of tropical blooms and the faint hum of excited conversations echoing off marble floors. Aree, still carrying the faint tan lines from his time under the harsh Australian sun and the subtle scent of campfire smoke clinging to his clothes, enters the space with his trademark grin. He's immediately enveloped in hugs from friends and family members of the remaining contestants, a web of connections that underscores the familial bond the show so masterfully cultivates. But it's when he locks eyes with Aree, Jack Osbourne's wife, that the moment truly ignites. Jack, the son of rock legend Ozzy Osbourne and a reality TV veteran himself, had spoken glowingly of his family during late-night confessions by the campfire. He'd shared stories of little Maple, their 3-year-old daughter, whose spirited personality and love for dancing had become a running joke between the two men. Jack had even tasked Aree with a special mission before his exit, to check in on Maple and, if the stars aligned, coax out her famous shimmy, a playful wiggle that Jack swore was the highlight of his evenings back home. With the warmth of that request in mind, Aree approaches Aree first, pulling her into a genuine embrace that speaks volumes about the trust built in the pressure cooker of the jungle. Laughter ripples through the group as they exchange quick updates: how Jack's holding up with the trials, the latest camp gossip, the small victories like snagging extra stars in a challenge. Then, turning his attention to the tiny whirlwind at Aree's side, Aree kneels down to Maple's level, his eyes twinkling with mischief. The little girl, with her tousled curls and wide-eyed curiosity, peers up at this stranger who's somehow connected to her daddy's wild adventure halfway across the world. "Hey there, Maple," Aree says softly, his voice dropping to that conspiratorial tone adults reserve for children. "I need to ask you something important. Can you give me a shimmy?" The word hangs in the air like an invitation to a secret party, and for a split second, there's a pause, a heartbeat where the lobby seems to hold its breath. Maple's response is nothing short of electric. With the unself-conscious abandon only a toddler can muster, she launches into her shimmy, hips swaying in an exaggerated, joyful rhythm that draws chuckles from everyone around. Aree mirrors her immediately, rising to his feet and adding his own flair, a subtle shoulder roll and a goofy twist that turns the impromptu dance into a duet. The pair moves in sync for those fleeting seconds, their laughter blending into a symphony of delight. Aree watches with a beaming smile, her hand lightly on Maple's shoulder, while the other gathered families pause their reunions to applaud the spectacle. It's a vignette of innocence amid the gloss of celebrity, a reminder that beneath the cameras and contracts, these are people weaving real threads of connection. As the dance winds down, Aree leans in close to Maple, his voice laced with feigned seriousness. "Daddy wanted me to see your shimmy." Aree's reply is instant and affectionate. "That is so funny." Undeterred, Aree delivers the punchline with perfect timing. "You know, you do it so much better than Daddy." The lobby erupts in laughter, the kind that bubbles up from the chest and lingers, turning strangers into instant allies. This wasn't just a fleeting interaction. It was a testament to the unlikely bromance that had blossomed between Aree and Jack from the very first day. As the inaugural arrivals to the camp, alongside fellow challengers Ginge and H, the duo had been thrust into the spotlight during the show's high-stakes opening challenges. Under the blistering sun, with helicopters whirring overhead and hosts ant and deck barking orders, Aree and Jack had navigated obstacle courses and cryptic clues, their competitive spirits clashing and complementing in equal measure. Aree, with his urban London edge and stand-up roots, brought levity to the mix, cracking jokes that cut through the tension like a machete through vines. Jack, battle-hardened from years on shows like The Osbournes and his own health documentaries, offered grounded wisdom, sharing insights on resilience drawn from his battles with multiple sclerosis. Their paths diverged during the rivals' twist, pitting them on opposing teams in a series of grueling showdowns, but the separation only amplified their mutual respect. Whispers around the campfire revealed late-night heart-to-hearts where Jack opened up about fatherhood's joys and fears, and Eddie reciprocated with tales of his own comedic mishaps and the grind of building a career in entertainment. Fans who had followed every twist via nightly episodes and voracious social media scrolls were utterly captivated by this reunion clip when it surfaced online. The video, a raw snippet captured on a smartphone, spread like wildfire across platforms, amassing thousands of views in hours. Comments poured in, a digital chorus of emotion. Eddie meeting Jack's wife and daughter. Jack told him to ask Maple to shimmy. I can't. So sweet. I love Jack and Eddie's friendship so much. One user gushed, punctuating their words with a cascade of crying happy emojis. Another chimed in, this is so precious. I love Jack and Eddie's friendship too. The sentiment echoed the broader wave of dismay over Eddie's elimination. Viewers had pegged him as the season's sleeper hit, an underrated gem whose humor and humility shone through despite what many called an uneven edit from producers. Eddie was the most underrated campmate. Seems like such a lovely guy, lamented one post on X, formerly Twitter. The frustration was palpable. Kelly Brook was annoying me that much I've stopped watching, but what do you mean Eddie is out? And in a nod to national voting quirks, another quipped, man, what is it with the British people and votes? Absolutely love Eddie. He didn't get a fair edit in my opinion.